Hi, friends. This is No MAAM, the podcast where we talk shit and throw a little bit of shade at everything and everyone. We'll have you saying no ma'am in no time. I'm your host, Willy Will, and this is my co host.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of No Ma'am.
Awesome. Well, Jhoany, before we get into this episode, I wanted to address a few things.
Mm-hmm.
One is obviously we received some feedback about keeping the photos up longer so the audience who are watching us on YouTube, they can actually get into the looks of some of the drag queens when we are talking about them, in particular on the runway. And so I think that's a really great suggestion. So going forward, the audience will see that we are leaving the photos up on the screen a little longer so that everyone can really get into those looks. I thought that was a really great suggestion. I thought that was really great feedback. So thank you for that. And secondly, there has been some controversy about us talking about drag queens and muscles. Obviously, this has been the year that the pit crew members are turning into drag queens and they're going on the TV shows, right? Especially the international franchises of España and then in Canada, for example. And so, since this episode is all about Canada's Drag Race, I think we talked about Minnie Wang, right, being a muscular drag queen, and I just wanted to clear some things up, right? Like I know for me, and I know for you, I don't have an issue with Minnie Wang being muscular. I actually enjoy it. I think Minnie Wang is the trade of the season.
Which we said in that episode.
Right, right. I think Minnie Wang is a trade of the season, and if you haven't seen her Instagram, page, if you like what she has us all hot and bothered. I'm like, go ahead, Minnie. And so I'm like, yes, I'm living for Minnie Wang right now. But I just think sometimes, depending on the reference, like in particular, a look on the runway, muscles can take us out of the fantasy depending on the reference. Now,
Yeah, and that
obviously, drag is for everyone, but sometimes the references, like muscles, can just be a little like confusing. That's it.
yeah, and I think to kind of quote the Boulay brothers, drag is subjective, and we're not here to judge the queens based on their drag, but just how it pertains to the particular challenge that they were given.
Yeah. And then so I just wanted to let everybody know, just clear that out to let people, especially the viewers, whoever watched that episode and felt any type of way that it wasn't out of malice, right? We weren't doing this to be like or dig at any of the drag queens. We love everybody. We adore everything. We appreciate that the viewers get a different perspective from our critiques and our recaps that they probably wouldn't get on a normal like drag race review show. So I just like that we just keep it real, keep it authentic, we keep it no man, and we a little shady. You know, you gotta always throw a little bit of shade on top of things.
Just a wee
And I
bit.
always think that just a little bit, right? I always think it's just good to dash a little bit of shade, sprinkle a little shade on things. So just wanted to clear that up so everybody, so there's no misunderstanding.
Okay, sounds good. Perfect.
All right, so today's episode it is all about Canada's Drag Race season 5, episode 3, and the category is the lip sync slayoffs. Now, we previously saw this challenge last season where Near Enough was the winner of the challenge. So shout out to the lip sync assassin of Canada, Near Enough. So, what did you think of this challenge in particular?
I mean, I like that it's a different sort of take on the Lollapalooza. I love a lip sync episode because a lot of times we don't get to see all the queens lip sync, or not a lot of times, but sometimes there's been when we don't see a queen lip sync at all until the end, and in some seasons we never see them lip sync at all. So I like that we get to see everyone lip sync. I like the formula that they chose this time around. I think it's a nice way to keep the challenge interesting. Yeah, it's just I like seeing the queens just have fun on stage because the stakes aren't necessarily as high as like when you're in the bottom two. So it's a nice different take on the lip syncing.
Yeah, I mean, well, last season it was one on one, right?
Hmm.
This season, however, they're doing things a little differently. So we have teams. The two teams will go head to head in 5 different lip sync battles, and the winner of each lip sync gets a point for their team, and then they become safe for elimination. Now, the loser, however, has the potential to be up for elimination in the event that their team loses the challenge overall. So it's best out of 3 points. But there's a twist. If your team loses the challenge, but you win your lip sync, you happen to be safe. And I thought that was cute.
Yeah, because once you win, that's it. Like you're safe. There's no risk at you being in the bottom, regardless of whether your team loses or not. Like you're safe. You just need to
Right.
win one lip sync, and you're good to go.
Yeah, and I thought that was very interesting. So when Perla brought that like to the attention and she said it, I was like, this is very smart. Like you just need to win your lip sync.
That's it.
Obviously you want your team to win, but you just need to win your lip sync.
Hmm. And I think that takes a little bit of the pressure off that might make them stumble because all you need to worry about is just that one lip sync that you're doing with that one other queen, and that's it.
Right. All right. So in the beginning of the episode, Xana, who I think she probably is probably the shadiest queen of this season so far. We don't know. It's just only been 3 episodes in, but so far I think Xana may actually take the crown of being the shadiest queen of the season. And right off the bat, she comes for one of the quietest queens on the show, and that's Uma God. And she
Hmm.
just says Uma sabotaged her. What did you think about her coming for Uma?
I thought it was funny. Obviously, do I think it was warranted? Not really. It made for a funny conversation. I just didn't think it made any sense. But when queens are backed up into a corner, they like to lash out at anybody and anyone, and they don't like to take the blame. So they'll blame their failures on anyone else. And I feel like that's maybe what she was doing. Yeah.
Yeah, I also think sometimes like Xana has a really big personality. And Uma is the opposite, right? She's a little bit more soft-spoken, a little bit more quiet so far in the first 2 episodes. And so sometimes I think queens kind of like sense that. It's like they're like a lion and it's like a blood in the water, right? It's like you see it and you're like, I'm gonna see if I can get that queen. And I
Mhm.
was pleasantly surprised at Uma coming right back at her.
Yeah, I mean, what we've seen from Uma so far, yeah, she's very soft spoken, so I did not fully expect her to kind of come back at her, which again made for great TV, made for a great moment. I love that she did not just let herself get trampled over and just actually spoke back.
No, right? Xana's talking about how Uma sabotaged her, and Uma is in the confessional talking about, I think the saboteur was in her. That was great. I was like, yes, like, she like, bitch, you sabotage yourself. Like, I didn't sabotage you at all. Like, you sabotaged your damn self. I thought that was really funny, and I was like, 1 point for Uma. That is when I was like, I'm an Uma God stan right now. Like, I know in the first 2 episodes, I was like dragging Uma, and I was coming for Uma's like neck. Still
You
didn't like that
you
she
really
ate her
were.
skin. Still don't like that. Like,
I
I
love
know.
that.
No, no, no. Still no man for me. But she did convert me in this episode, so now I stand Uma God. And for some reason, I can say Uma's name now. I don't know. I'm invested. And
I told you. I told you from the start. I loved her from that Meet the Queens. I was like, this bitch is gonna serve it this season, and I can't wait to see what her crazy ass brain comes up with.
true, you did say that. But out of the whole entire situation between Uma and Xana going back and forth, I thought the funniest part of that like edit was seeing Michaela's head go from Xana, go back to Uma, go back to Xana, go back to Uma. I don't know why I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, that was cute. I find those moments. So one thing I do like when the queens start going at it is looking for other queens' reactions. And one particular moment that comes to mind is season 11 when Evie and I think it was Vanjie were fighting, and you just see Brooklyn in the background like covering herself with the pillows. I thought that was hilarious. I love rewinding those moments just to see the other queens' reactions and how they handle the confrontation.
Love that. I think that's what makes a really great like edit and what makes a really great like moment, especially like a viral moment, is those like off the cuff like reactions. And Michaela was invested in the drama. Like sis was invested. I was like, go off, Michaela. She was like, I'm over here, but I'm also over here. I need to see what's going on.
Love you, Michaela.
Right. So Tracy comes in. Another thing I like about Canada is that they do a great job at highlighting the different judges on different episodes, and it doesn't feel forced or contrived. So like one day we may see Brooklyn come in and introduce a challenge, another day we may see Brad, and then obviously we're seeing Tracy, and it feels authentic and it feels correct. And so I
See,
really appreciate Canada for doing that.
I agree with you saying that it feels authentic. I don't like it though. I wish they would just keep Brooklyn as the sole one who comes into the workroom and introduces the challenge. Every time it's Brad or what's her name? Fuck.
Tracy,
Tracy. I was about to say Tiffany. Brad or Tracy. I don't know. I'm just kind of like, ugh. Brad's cute and all. I love Tracy. She's funny. But I wish it would just be Brooklyn.
okay, I can see that. I like it. I think they do a really good job at juggling all three judges. It feels authentic. It doesn't feel forced or contrived, and I'm like, I'm here for it. But if they wanted to just keep Brooklyn as like the main person who does it, I'm not mad. So either way, it's fine.
Yeah, because there's been some moments where like Brad or Tracy would do a mini challenge that I wished like Brooklyn would have done because I think she would have done it better. Or
Okay.
some moments even like when they're doing main challenges where like Brad or Tiffany or Tracy will take over, and I'm like, okay, I think Brooklyn would have done that better.
Okay. All right. I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, Tracy comes into the workroom and she tells the queens that Virgo and Perla will be the team captains because they both won the last two mini challenges. So
Man,
now it's Team Virgo and Team Perla. Which team would you want to be on?
it's hard. Um, right off the bat, I probably would have said Perla. But then as I get to see more of Virgo Queen, I'm like, maybe Virgo. So I don't know. That'd probably be a coin toss for me. Like
Okay.
either
I
or.
would want to be on Perla's team. For some reason, I just stand Perla, but I know that the Virgo Queen will turn out a lip sync. Like it is, but like it's hands down, she's gonna turn out a lip sync. But I would just always want to be on Team Perla. I think I would have like a lot of fun.
I see that. I see that.
So, Team Perla obviously is Perla, Michaela Couture, oh my God, Tiffany and Co, and Jaylene Time.
Mhm.
And Team Virgo Queen is the Virgo Queen, Shanjana the Bish Queen, Xana, Helena Poison, and Minnie Wang.
Who would
Now,
you have
which
chosen
team?
to be on your team? Who would you first? Who
Uh,
would you have chosen? Like four queens,
okay,
five queens, I guess.
okay. I would have chosen Uma for sure because I knew it would be like a
Why?
little funny. Like I
Okay.
would think I would choose Uma because I knew it would have to be like a funny, like slower song that I'm like Uma would probably do really well in. I would have picked Michaela because there is going to be a sexy song. I would have picked the Virgo Queen because I would have turned it be like, listen, the two lip sync assassins have to put them
Yeah.
on my like on my thing or like on my team. And then it would have been a toss up between Helena and Xana.
Okay. I see that. I would have picked basically everyone you just said and would have chosen Helena over Xana just based off what I saw in the first challenge, the music video challenge. I was surprised by Helena, so I would have picked Helena.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, because historically, there's always going to be like a song that is like a little R&B, like a little pop culture. So you need someone who's going to be current, who are able to do that, right? There's
Mhm.
always a sexy song in any lip sync Lollapalooza, always. So we need someone who is going to be like sex on a stick, like literally just sell sex. Right. And then there's always that one slow song that is super campy, way out there, that it needs a specific type of queen who can do it. And so we just know that, right? It's always that
Yeah.
one. And then there's always that wild card lip sync where it's like it can go either way. It can go really campy or it can go really, really pop, but you never know.
Yeah, I think that I would have picked the same team again, just leaning towards Helena instead of Xana. Now,
Xan.
from the two teams that were actually created, I probably would have gone with Perla's team. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just
I feel like they were more well rounded.
they were, and no shade to any of the queens. There were just more queens on Perla's team that I'm rooting for.
Okay.
Not that I
That's not shady.
dislike or hate anybody on the Virgo Queens team, because I love the Virgo Queen. I like the queens on her team. But if I were to like rank them, I would have gone to like Perla's side because I just those queens are more my cup of tea.
Yeah, I can see that. So now the queens, they get to pick the song that they're going to perform, but the catch is the other team doesn't know which queen is performing the song. So there's still an element of surprise there. But the songs are Too Hot by Alanis Morissette, Head to Roll, the A-Track remix by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, Bad Bitches Don't Cry by Priyanka and Ralph, San Francisco by Rufus Wainwright, it was a tongue twister, and then X's by Tate McRae. So now, what song would you have picked?
Probably the Rufus song on San Francisco.
Really?
Yeah, something campy, something you could kind of park your bark to. Honestly, like just a mo. Like
Okay.
with that song in particular, you really need to know the lyrics. Like you cannot mess up those lyrics because everyone will know. Because there's no flipping or twirling for you to like distract from the fact that you don't know the words. And you also have to understand the emotion that's behind them. And kind of deliver that. So that's what I would have gone for. What would you
Yeah.
have done?
I would have obviously gone for Exes
You love Tate McRae.
because that's my song.
And I'm sorry, but Colleen, who was it? It was Tiffany, right? That said this is Tate McRae is this generation's Britney Spears. No, the fuck she's not. No, she's not. Girl, stop lying.
I
Stop being
like
delusional.
listen. I love the gorgeous whore that is Tiffany and Co. Right? Like, who the fuck is this gorgeous whore? Love Tiffany and Co. Like, but sis was a little delusional when she said Tate McRae is this generation's Britney. It's
No,
a
she
little bit
girl,
delusional.
girl. One thing to say about the challenge though, you know what I think would have been really interesting? If they didn't get to pick the song they wanted to perform, but instead picked the opposite team's members for the song. So they would know who they would be lip sync against, but they didn't know what song they were gonna get. I thought that would have made it more interesting.
That would have been good. I like that. That would have been really good. I think that plays on to like the strategy part, right? Because
Mhm.
obviously you seen Team Perla, they really didn't do too much strategy, but of the opposite side of that, we saw Team Virgo Queen. They played strategy down. Like
Yeah.
Xana came into that session and was like, X's is Tiffany's song.
Yep.
We either could, whoever's gonna do this song, we're taking Tiffany out.
Yeah, like they need to be super confident. I honestly was kind of on Minnie's side with like if I knew I couldn't lip sync very well and that's not my bread and butter, I probably would have been like Minnie and be like, give it to me. Like that's just a lip sync we can throw. So I don't risk losing our team another lip sync. Like if this one's gonna be really hard to beat, just give it to me. I'm gonna lose anyway. And we can secure the other 4 wins.
But the queens were looking at Minnie like, no, man, we not doing
Yeah.
that.
They're like, we're not risking that.
No, they gave her that side eye like, no, ma'am. Like, we're not
I
doing
thought
that,
it was a
sis.
smart idea. I agreed with Minnie. I thought it was a smart idea. I would have been like, just give it to me. I'll throw a lip sync.
Yes, yes, it was genius. Like, I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, we can throw it because we know, right? Like, let's throw that one. At least we know that that's one that we're not going to win, and that's just one
hmm
point that the other team is going to get. But the other three, we know for a fact that we're going to beat every single last one of them.
Yeah. Like imagine had they put oh actually we'll talk about that later because I don't want to spoil what's coming.
Right, right.
But they could have easily won one of the lip syncs they lost if they had just moved one of the queens around
It's
and
true.
just let Minnie
It's
take that.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Sanjina, right? We see that Sanjina, she wants to go straight for Bad Bitches Don't Cry. And I
hmm
think that's a really smart choice for her, right?
Yep.
Like she's like her auntie
Perfect choice.
Priyanka. I think that makes like excellent choice. Then we see Xana go for Heads Will Roll. But Helena wants Heads Will Roll too though. I've listened to the song. I would have preferred to see Helena do Heads Will Roll. I think
Okay, I could see that.
Helena's like aesthetic lends
hmm
itself more to Heads Will Roll.
Yeah. And I mean Xana was really confident picking Heads Will Roll. Like she wanted
Sis
that
was
song.
confident.
She wanted that song. She was like, I will beat any of them. Like, just give me the song. I would have
Sis
liked
said
to see Helena do
where?
that.
She said where? She said where? Like where you need me to be because no one is coming for me. I was like, go ahead, Xana. The amount of confidence Xana had in this episode, I said, shit, where the fuck would this bitch go? Like,
Right?
where have
Yeah.
she been?
No, yeah, the bitch was ready to fight.
But Helena wanted her to roll. Didn't really put up too much of a fight though. But honestly, I don't think she could have because I think Xana would have gotten Hezra roll regardless.
Yeah.
Like, and then Minnie wants Too Hot because Minnie Wang is like, girl, I can't do none of these other ones, so just give me this one.
Yeah, it was essentially just a default option. Like, I can't really do these songs. Y'all want them, so I'll just stick with whatever's left over. Just give me this one.
Right.
And
But the Virgo
realistically, if there
Queen,
was
right?
anything, she could lip sync she could successfully do, I feel like it'd be the sexy one. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it made sense.
right. But we also see that the Virgo Queen, right? She wanted Too Hot too,
hmm
which I didn't really see the Virgo Queen getting Too Hot. Like I didn't really see her doing that song.
I think she would have done well with any song she was given, honestly.
True. I don't, but
Except
no, no
except maybe
shade. I wouldn't have seen it.
maybe
Yeah,
the Rufus song.
right. No, that's what I was
Yeah,
about to say.
maybe that one.
Like
But
I
the
didn't
other
see
four, I
her.
think,
Like
yeah.
I agree. So now let's get to the actual challenge because I actually enjoyed this episode. I thought it was a really great slay off. Like I said in the beginning, I think I said that in like either like the first episode when we reviewed like episode 1 and 2. I said that as an ensemble, this is a really strong cast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this
Um.
episode proved that they're really strong.
Yeah. No, I don't think there. Mm, I was gonna say I don't think there was a single bad lip sync performance, but I'll take that back.
Okay.
It wasn't
But
horrible. It wasn't horrible.
okay.
It wasn't horrible.
All right. I can see that. I
I do.
probably know which one you're talking about. Maybe.
Yeah, I think you do. We'll see.
Okay.
I
Okay.
love that a couple of the queens got served a huge slice of humble pie this episode.
Oh yes.
I love when that happens,
Fully.
when queens are so confident and are fully attacking other queens because they're like, no, I'm gonna kill it, I'm gonna kill it, I'm gonna kill it. And then they don't. So, I mean, we'll get into that in a little bit, but I just love when that happens.
Yes. True. I love that. Listen, we always root for the underdog. If you
Mhm.
watch Drag Race all the time, then you know, always root for the underdog. But before we even get into the actual challenge, there is something I want to bring up. Bitch, Shea Coulee looked fucking amazing on this episode.
Tulak? What? No, wait, what's his name? Lord Farquaad? Sorry.
You thought she looked like no, that's shady. Shay looked
I
good.
face outfit. Yes, I hated the hair. I'm sorry, I hated
Okay.
the hair.
I mean,
Yeah,
it was
I
a
hated
different
the
look
hair.
for Shay, so I
It
could
was.
see that.
So I
It's
appreciate
a
that.
very it's a polarizing hairstyle for Shea Coulee, but either you was gonna like it. It's kind of like Gemini. Either you like Geminis or you don't. So I can see that, right? I get to see
That's
that.
why so many people hate you.
This is so true because us Geminis, we get such a bad rap, but we were really great people. But back to Shay's
Mm.
look though, like I thought she looked amazing. I thought she was such an amazing judge, and she gave really
Fully.
great critiques.
And this is why I always say let the Brew Girls be guest judges because they know what they're talking about. They've lived through it. This is what they do for a career. So like obviously they know what they're talking about. Like stop bringing on these like celebrities that don't know shit about drag
Yeah,
and don't understand any of the references and can't give actual constructive criticism. Like bring on the queens that know what they're talking about.
so true. I thought Shay did an amazing job. They were like structured critiques. They made sense of the song. They made sense for the individual drag queen. And even though she was giving like constructive criticism, all of her critiques to me all seemed positive.
Yeah, I think she was really mindful in the delivery, and even though she definitely had some things, some constructive feedback, it never came off across as mean or negative like it sometimes can. It all felt like she was genuinely trying to help them and improve, which I really appreciated. We need more
Yeah.
drag queen
All right.
judges.
We do. No, we really do. So let's get into the lip sync. So the first lip sync is to Too Hot, Michaela Couture versus Minnie Wang. What did you think?
Michaela, girl. Like I knew she was gonna deliver, but like I was still happy to see the way she delivered. Like the bitch was just selling sex. Like she was selling sex the house down. I was surprised by Minnie Wang. I thought Minnie Wang was just gonna like flip over and give up. No, the bitch still tried. And she had some funny moments. She was trying. She was genuinely trying. No, like it was cute. It was cute. But unfortunately, she was just up against Michaela.
Right. Yeah.
I did find it really funny when they announced Michaela's name and they cut to Minnie. The bitch was scared. The bitch was scared. She was like, fuck, what did I get myself into? I thought that was so funny. I really appreciate that she actually really tried. I thought she did well, but obviously
Yes.
Michaela just did it like 10 times better.
I agree. I just really enjoyed Minnie Wang's comedic timing.
Yeah.
I was not expecting like Minnie Wang to have that much like comedic timing. I thought she did amazing. I was like, when she did the hands in the air like this, I was like, that is so funny. Like, who would have thought that? Like, it was so funny to me.
Mhm.
And yeah, she kept up. Obviously, Michaela is going to sell sex down, right? And the song is Too Hot, and Michaela is too hot.
Mhm.
And so we are expecting that from Michaela Couture. But Minnie did hold her own, and I thought she did really well in lip sync.
Yeah.
Yes. And you saw her face. She knew that she was not going to win the lip sync against Michaela Couture, but
No,
she didn't like just keel over and just gave up. She did the best she could, and she put up a good fight. And so I was like, really, all I said was "Yay, Minnie" the whole entire episode when she was there. I was like, "Yay, Minnie!" So I thought it was good.
I agree. It was a pleasant
So
surprise.
right. So Michaela Couture, she wins and she gets 1 point to Team Perla, which means Minnie Wang loses and she may be up for elimination. Now, the second lip sync battle is to San Francisco, and that is Helena Poison versus Jaylene Time. So, what did you think about this?
Based on what they were saying in the workroom and kind of the way they were hyping up Jaylene, they were like, obviously this is a Jaylene song, like she deserves this song. We know that Oh My God wanted that song initially, and they were like, no, this is Jaylene's song. So I was expecting so much, and I thought she started off really strong. But then, like about a quarter of the way through, I just feel like she kind of lost it, and Helena took her. Helena did really well, which I was not expecting. I like the kind of campiness she took with it. I thought it was really good. I don't know. I just didn't see the Jaylene that they were kind of all hyping up, at least for this lip sync.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Shay's like comments, right? Like when we first saw Jaylene and Helena come on the stage, we were all like, "How is Helena going to do this song?" Right? This song dressed in that rocker chick vibe, and then you see Jaylene over there, right? She looked like cabaret. She had like the boa with like the beaded dress, very flapper esque, and it just like lends itself to the San Francisco with Rufus Wainwright. But once like the song started, Helena took it in a different way and she made the song her own. And because it was so different, like I was captivated.
Yeah, same. I stopped looking at Jaylene. I had to rewind it to then go back and look what she had done to be like, oh wait, who won? But yeah, Helena did great. I was not expecting that, especially with what Shay said with what she was wearing. I would have
Yeah,
never expected that.
no, I don't think anybody did. And so that was like, wow, like to me, I think that was like the first face crack of the night, in my
Hmm.
opinion, because it was like, we was not expecting that,
The
especially
first
because that
slice of
wasn't the
humble
song.
pie.
Yes, especially because this wasn't the song that originally like Helena wanted, but she made Rufus Wainwright sexy. Who would have thought? That's an that's an accomplishment right there. Come on now. But Helena wins, and she gives 1 point to Team Virgo, which means Jaylene Time is maybe up for elimination.
Hmm.
The next one, it's my favorite fucking lip sync of the whole entire fucking episode, and I'm super passionate about this one. I've done seen it 7 times so far, and that is Heads Will Roll, Oh My God versus Xana. What did you think?
This was really unexpected. Obviously, with anything that Oh My God does, I think it's you never really know what you're gonna get. Like the bitch is just crazy in the best way possible. So I didn't know what was gonna come out of this. I was excited just based on the way the choices were made. Like you could tell she really wanted this song. She's like, trust me, like I'm gonna serve. So I was like, okay, let's see what she does. I love the direction she took. Like it was just completely unexpected, not what I would have thought for this song. She was just living her life up there on that stage, and she completely demolished Xana, who for all the confidence she had, she really didn't deliver. I thought she spent way too much time thinking and setting up her stunts to really focus on just lip syncing the song, and I think that ended up hurting her.
Okay. What I would say is, I thought I liked Xana's stunts in the lip sync. I just wish I was able to connect more with them. So I would have preferred her to look at the camera when she did the stunts versus
She
looking
kept
at the
turning
back row to
around.
yes, to the
Yeah.
queens. And I'm like, no ma'am, right? Like look at the audience, let the audience in because the mug is sitting. Like Xana's eyes is just like bitches like there. Like I was like, whoa, right? But because she didn't let us in, it took me out of the fantasy. And so I was like, my head is not rolling for Xana because I really just can't get into what Xana is giving me right
I thought she
now.
started off
Uma,
really
on the other
strong.
hand, yeah, but Uma, all I kept saying was, you better, bitch. That's all I kept saying in the whole thing. When she did this robotic tick thing, I was living. And then she went into this like 8 count, but it was like giving me like glow stick, glow in the dark,
It
rave,
was full on rave
ayahuasca.
realness.
Yes, like mosh pit, ayahuasca dream. Like I was living, like I'm high. Like this is everything. This is good.
No, I mean it was. She chose kind of a story to sell, and she sold that all the way through. Like that bitch was at a
Yes,
rave. Like she said, she was at the club when the song came out, like full on sweating down. I was really, really, really happy watching her.
yes. And it was like when she did the little twerk thing, like the little body roll, and then she came up slow. I yelled at the screen. Like it was like an audible, it was like a gasp. It was a gay gasp. And I like yelled. Like it was like a visceral response. Like I don't know what came over me, but I was just like, my God. Like this was like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Like this is not the Uma that was like eating her skin. This
No, I think it was. This is. I mean, I know you hated that, but like I I don't find it hard to believe that it's the same person. I feel like both of them are very like both the lip sync and that runway was very Uma, like on brand for Uma.
Yes, yes. I can talk about this lip sync all day. I didn't watch it like 7 times, and like it's my favorite lip sync. It's probably my favorite lip sync from Canada so far.
Like period.
Like period.
Ooh, girl, no. It's a cute lip sync. I like it. It's a good lip sync. It's a great lip sync. Is it my favorite? No. No
It's
shade. No
it
shade.
came to my it's top my number one. This is my favorite lip sync. Yes, from Canada.
Really? What was your number one
Yes.
before?
Oh my God, what was the lip sync? Stupid shit.
Mine is
Yes,
probably Lemon and Juice Box. Like from the very
that was
first
my
lip
number
sync of
two.
Canada's.
That was my number two.
Yeah, that was a good lip sync. Anyway, not talking about those right now.
But
We're talking about what yeah.
yes,
Next lip sync.
yes, yes. Love the lip sync, but Uma she wins and she gives a point to Team Perla. So now the score is 2-1 in favor of Team Perla. Xana's face gave the second face crack of the episode.
And the biggest
Like
slice of humble pie.
everyone, actually, it wasn't just Xana's face that was the face
Everyone.
crack. I
Everyone
think it
was
was
even Uma.
everyone's face.
Even Uma was like, oh my god, I just won.
Yes, it
Uma was
was
so shocked.
everyone's face crack, but Sanjina had the best face crack moment.
Sanjana was pissed.
It probably was. It probably rivaled Jan's face crack moment.
Sanjana was pissed. I loved it. I loved it.
Yes, but Xana, she delivers the face crack of the season, second one actually to be exact, and she may be up for elimination.
Mhm.
So now the fourth lip sync is Exes, and we have the Virgo Queen versus Tiffany and Co. What did you think?
I thought they both did well. Obviously we knew Virgo was gonna serve whatever she was given. Like I loved it. I loved it. The dance moves she was pulling out, I think, were great. They were very fitting for the song. I think Tiffany did good, but based on what she was saying that this is her bread and butter and that she does the song like every night, I was expecting a lot more. I think there were a few moments where she was kind of more focused on what the Virgo Queen was trying to do than what she was doing. And I think that she just focused on her own performance and just delivered what she does back at home. She probably could have taken it, but I think the Virgo Queen did better because she was just
Yes,
focused on what she was doing. That's it.
yes,
She didn't give a shit about Aunt Tiffany.
yes. You know, honestly, I agree with you. I thought, and I had the same. I wrote that in my notes. Actually, we had the same thoughts. I thought Tiffany started off really strong, but I feel like once she looked over to the Virgo Queen and saw what the Virgo Queen was doing, right? She lost the confidence, and
Mhm.
then it just the moves wasn't hitting as hard as they could have done.
She started off like those moves she started off with. I loved. I loved that like punches she was doing. I lived for it.
Yep, and I was expecting her to devour this song because she was doing it. I think she had all the intention to do it, but she just wasn't as strong as I wanted her to be. But I thought both her and the Virgo Queen did really great. But it's just something about the Virgo Queen. She has this swag about her that it's magnetic, and I don't know
Hmm.
what it is, but it's just like innate. It doesn't
Yeah, she
feel
has.
forced. It feels like it's just real.
She just has a very natural stage presence that once she's on there, like that, she's all you want to look at.
Yes. You know who she gives me? Simone.
I can see that.
As far
Yeah,
as like stage presence,
yeah,
right?
I
Because
can see
Simone
that.
had this like presence that anytime Simone was on the stage, whether or not Simone did amazing in the challenge or not so good in the challenge, right? Simone's presence, it was just something about Simone that was really great. And I see that for the Virgo Queen with Canada, right? I see that on this season. It's like she knows where the camera is, she knows her angles, and she knows when to hit those spots to make an impact.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Because
Love her stage
that
presence.
split at the end, bitch, that was
Oh,
cut
that was everything. That was
down.
everything. Yeah. That was such a great way to end the song.
Like, did you see Shay's face? Shay was gassed. Like, what? Shay said, like, did this bitch just
No,
pull out? Did she just do this? It was
yeah,
good.
love that. Love.
So obviously, based on our critique and our review, like
Virgo
you
won.
can tell that the Virgo Queen won, and so now it's tied up, right? So it's 2-2, which means that Tiffany and Co may be up for elimination. Now, the last lip sync is Bad Bitches Don't Cry, and we have Sanjana versus Perla. This lip sync has been causing a quite amount of controversy in the Instagram, Twitterverse, X, whatever you want to call it. But I want to know how you feel.
So I read some of the things that people are saying. Do I think Sanjana was doing a little bit too much? Yes. I think she could have like maybe kind of had levels, like maybe not start off so strong. Like right off the bat, the bitch was like jumping, dancing everywhere. Which for the song, I think was warranted kind of. I think it just would have served her better had she maybe not started off super strong and just kind of built up to it. I loved some of the moves that she was pulling out. I thought she did great. I thought she sold the song, and like Shay Kool-Aid, the fact, like Shay said, like the fact that like all her accessories stayed on, like that's con. I thought she did really well. I liked Perla's performance. Obviously, the hair whipping was con. We were expecting it, but still to see it happen, I thought was really cute. I think Sanjana won that fair and square.
I agree. I What I don't agree with is like Sandrana's energy being on 1,000, and that was a problem. I thought for her it worked, and it worked for the song for her
I just
because she stayed on 1,000 the whole entire time, right? So it wasn't like she got like really she came in with really high energy and then she dropped it. No, it just builds and builds and builds, and she was so excited to be on on that stage and do this song that Priyanka like made, and because she had a cultural reference to refer to in Priyanka, I thought it was amazing. I was
Mhm.
like, yes, bad bitches don't cry for real. Bad bitches don't cry.
No, yeah. I again, she served what the song was saying. Like she fully lived that. Like served the song. She understood the message. She delivered it. I just thought it was a lot at the start. Like, yo, just build up to it a little bit. Just build up to it a little bit. Again, I appreciate like you said, I appreciate the fact that she actually maintained that energy throughout. But I thought had she just started off a little slower, I think it would have elevated her performance a little bit. But she still killed it.
Yeah,
She still slayed
she did. And to me, honestly, I thought both of them did an amazing job. My favorite
fully.
part of that whole ellipse, like, it was two, I had two favorite parts. One, when Sanjana did that little thing, I don't know, like little hip twerk thing or like hip thing on the side, and she was
Yeah.
like this, and the bitch was eating, and I was like, yes, you better, bitch. Yes, yes, eat down,
My
right?
favorite
That was my
moment
moment.
was My favorite one was her like you just see her like go across the stage like dancing like really quickly. I lived for that because you just see her like I think they were focusing on Perla and you just see like Sanjana like going by. I lived for it. I was like, yes, Sanjana, you better work.
Yes. And then my second favorite moment of that is Perla on the floor pretending to cry. My gosh. I thought that was so good.
I thought you were gonna say like the whip, like her just going crazy.
No, no, I just love when she did the comedic, like she had the little comedic moments and she was like pretending to like be crying and Uma was like, oh my God, Perla. And that's all you heard was Uma in the back talking about, oh my God, Perla. Like that was a moment. That was a Violet Chachri come through moment. That was like, it was good to me.
Okay, so who would you have given the win to?
I would have given the win to Shinjana.
Okay, yeah, I think we both agree. Like
Yes.
Sanjana won that
Yes.
first. Perla did great,
Yes.
but I think
But
Sanjana won that.
Sanjana won that. And so obviously Sanjana wins, and so she wins the competition for Team Virgo, which means Team Virgo is all safe from elimination. But Perla ends up losing, and she may be up for elimination. So then they do the top, I guess the top of the week. I was confused as to how they came to that determination.
I wish they
And I was
would
like,
have
okay,
like made them all lip sync, or maybe chosen 2 queens to lip sync, not just
Yeah,
declare one. Because I think that was like, I don't know.
right. I would have preferred it to be the Virgo Queen versus Sangina and see like who would have won like between those two, and then
Yeah,
that would have been the winner of the challenge. I thought it would have been really
or even
like
make the 3 of them lip sync,
yeah,
like her
because they
and
both
like
all three
add
of them won. Yeah, no, I
yeah.
agree. But they choose, and by they, Brooklyn, she chooses the Virgo Queen. And so the Virgo Queen earns the power of the Golden Beaver. And so the bottom three are Perla, Tiffany and Co., and Jaylene Time, because they were the three queens who lost their lip syncs, and because obviously Team Perla was the losing team. So,
Mhm.
who would you use the Golden Beaver on in this situation?
Definitely not Tiffany. No shade to her. But third time in the bottom, girl, like you can't be saved anymore. Like third time, like okay, you're staying there. Maybe Perla, cause like live for her, love her. I also loved the moment when she was talking to the Virgo Queen, and she was like, you have some depth that might go erased. Like I loved it. Like that's exactly what I would have done in that
That was
situation.
cut.
Like remember all that money you owe me? We can forget that. Just save me. I know some people were shading her for that. Like, girl, you gotta do what you gotta do to stay in the competition.
Right.
That probably would have won me over. Like, oh, you're gonna forgive my $10,000 debt? Yeah, girl, here's your beaver. But then also like Jaden Time, like I think she deserved uh another opportunity. Yeah, because like she like again she came in really strong. Like that first episode, she did really well. So I probably like at the end they probably would have gone to Jaden.
Yes, I agree. I would have done the same thing. Also, in the spirit of fairness, if we're gonna use the Golden Beaver based on track records,
Oh
then
yeah, it
Jaylene
was.
is the obvious choice because she had the better track record of both Perla and Tiffany and Co. She's never been in the
But
bottom.
Perla
This is the
has a
first
win.
time but Jaylene has never been in the bottom, and Perla has
True,
been in the bottom twice.
but she has a win. So would that like sway things for you? Like, even though Jillian hasn't been in the bottom, she also hasn't won the challenge.
True, but that to me, I don't think it would have swayed me. I think I probably would have
Okay.
still chose Jaylene.
I mean, now that I'm thinking of it, no, I would have chosen Jillian because I don't think it would have been fair to put her up against either of those two to lip sync.
No,
It would have been like a neutral all over again. Like I'm not lip syncing against Sugar or Spice or whoever that twin was. Like I
yeah,
don't think that's fair. So I'm gonna choose the one who's actually gonna give me some competition. So yeah,
right.
I probably would have taken Jillian out of it and be like, no, y'all are gonna demolish her. That's not fair.
Hmm.
Let's save the girl.
Yeah, same. Like that's not fair to Jaylene that I'm literally just going to have her like get like stomped all over between a Perla and those hair whips and a Tiffany and Co. bucking all over the place. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Like not this generation's drag queen Brittany. Like, no, I'm not going to do that to. Not going to do that to Jaylene Time. No.
This
So I would have
generation's Derek Barry.
this generation's Derek Barry. Exactly. So I would have chose Jaylene Time. And we see that the Virgo Queen, she uses the beaver on Jaylene and saves from elimination, which means the Perla and Tiffany and Co. are the bottom two. And they lip sync to Hot by Avril Lavigne. And what did you think of this lip sync?
I grew up listening to a lot of Avril Lavigne because my sister is one of the biggest Avril Lavigne fans. So as soon as this song started, I was kind of like I was over the song choice because it's Avril. I like some of her songs. This is not one of the songs I particularly like. Again, I grew up listening to this a lot because she'd be blasting it, and I'd be like, again. I don't know. It was. I think they both did well, but Perla, with her hair whips, obviously, kind of like it served the song well.
Yeah. I would have preferred this to be a double save, a double chante. To be honest,
I don't think it was.
I don't think Tiffany should have went home.
I If we're talking about who did the worst in the episode, probably Jaylene should have gone home.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't think Tiffany should have went home.
no.
This was a strategic threat, like assault on Tiffany and Co. And they like they came for Tiffany, and I'm team gorgeous whore. Like I didn't really appreciate them
See,
coming for Tiffany
I
and
kind
Co.
I kind of understand. I see what you're saying, but at the same time, like, girl, this is the third time in the bottle. Like,
Right.
if
But
you
do
were
we
gonna serve something, you should have served it already. And when she was leaving, she said, or I think it was she was trying to convince them to keep her. She said something about it's just been an unfortunate like set of circumstances or whatever. Like, girl, you can't blame the like, you gotta deliver from the start, from the beginning, from the moment you walked in. You should have given the reasons a girl to keep you, given the
True.
girls a reason to keep you.
But
And
no
obviously
shade
she
though.
did previously,
Did you
but
think
like,
that those bottoms were like no shade? Did you really think that those three bottoms that they was warranted for the three bottoms for her to be in the bottom?
actually, not the first time. And I said that. I don't think, girl, not you reminded me what I said before, and I'm like, wait, no, I'm wrong. No,
Right.
she should not have been the bottom for that first episode
No, she
at
shouldn't have.
all. No, she did well in the challenge. I liked her entrance look. I really liked that runway look. I really liked it. I understood what they were saying. We're like, hey, compared to them, maybe it's not the best. I thought it was really good. It was like I thought it was really good. Second episode,
Second episode, yes, she should have been in the bottom for the second episode. She bombed that, yes, fully, hands down.
yeah, okay, yeah, no, I don't think Tiffany should have gotten home.
No,
Do I
no
think
shade,
this particular lip sync should have been a double save? No. Do I think
but
Tiffany
no
should have
shade
gotten
though.
home?
Tiffany
No.
did not do the worst in the lip sync, like in this
No.
episode. She
No.
didn't.
That was Anna and that was Jaylene. They should
Yeah.
have been bottom.
So I get that Tiffany had three bottoms in a row. And so, like, historically, yes, statistically, she needed to go based on that track record. But I don't think those three bottoms was warranted. So, no, I am Team Gorgeous Whore and Justice for Tiffany and Co.
Okay, I see that.
This
Yeah.
generation's drag Britney, okay? Like,
Derek Barry.
this generation's Derek Barry. Like, come on now. Like, or should I say Tate McRae, right? Like, Canada's Tate McRae. Or is Tate McRae? Is she Canadian? I don't know. I
Take
don't
big
know.
drag.
Right. So, but Tiffany and Co. She ends up losing the lip sync and she gets sent home. Perla stays. We love Perla, so we're excited for Perla. Like, there's no shade to Perla. We love Perla. Perla's hair whip. She can whip her hair all day, and I'm like, yes, Perla, give me more.
I hope
So
she does something different though. Because yes, it's cunty to see, it's fun to watch. But if this bitch is gonna keep being in the bottom, I hope she starts pulling different stunts. Because they can
I
get
hope she's
tired
not in the
really
bottom. I
fast.
hope this is not like a trend. Like, nope, not to bottom shame. Like, I love bottoms, but like, I hope she not in the bottom all the time because, girl, that doesn't fit in my fantasy.
No, I mean, same. Love Perla, Perla Stan, the house down. But you never know how these things go. Sometimes the queens who you think are going to do really good end up bottoming the whole season, and the queens who you thought were going to be filler end up winning.
This is true, but I'm like the Virgo queen. I can't bottom. I eat too much burritos.
I need that. I wish I could. I need it on the shirt. I need that on the shirt.
Like,
I eat too much
I
burritos
don't bottom.
tomorrow.
I eat too much burritos. True. Truer words have never been said.
Virgo,
Like,
put that on the shirt and send me one, please.
yes, put it on a fucking mug. Like, hello, I'll be the first one to buy it.
I don't drink enough coffee to have mugs or like to like want a mug. On a shirt, I'd wear it to every club.
Or a hat.
I'd be the biggest. That's so many words for a hat.
I guess.
I feel like it'd be too small.
Okay.
Like, put it on a shirt. Put it on a shirt. Put a fat ass burrito on it.
Or it could have been burrito equals peach emoji X. No? That's too, like,
that's no.
you have to think about it. You got to really think about what it is.
Okay. And I don't think that formula actually makes sense.
No, but the X is on top of the peach emoji.
Okay, I can see that. So much thinking.
I guess. Okay.
No.
Okay. So that was the episode. What do you like? How are you liking the season so far? It's only been 3 episodes, but how are you liking the season?
I'm enjoying it. I think, like you said, this is a really strong cast. It's a really strong group of girls. I'm excited to see what they continue to do. Honestly, like I don't really want any of these queens to go home, like except maybe one of them. But even then, like I think there's a really strong cast. Like we don't know how it's gonna end up going. I think obviously we'll see like the Virgo Queen, Michaela at the end. Like I think that's just a given. But I'm excited to see who ends up. True. We don't know. But I'm excited to see who ends up in the end with her. With them.
Okay.
Yeah. I would love to see Uma there. Hopefully she can. And hopefully she delivers. I know you're Uma stan now, so maybe you agree with me.
I'm an Uma stan, so obviously yes, I'm agreeing with you. I actually want to see Minnie Wang in the top 4 too. Like I like Minnie Wang.
Yes, maybe top 5. Like I actually kind of want to see Obviously, Perla, we want to see in the top 4. Damn, I really want to see
I
Helena
know.
at the end. Helena, because
Yeah,
she
Helena's
surprised
good
me so
too.
much. She
Yeah.
surprised me so much so far. And I know I talked
Yes.
a lot of shit in the beginning where I was like, I hate her aesthetic. And I'm still not the biggest fan of it. But I'm a really huge fan of her performances so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a
I'd
strong
love to see
cast.
Helena at the bottom. Sorry,
Yes.
not in the bottom. At the end.
And
At
look
the
at me
end.
talking about yes. I'm like, yes. Look at my Freudian slip talking about yes. Like, and you talking about put the bitch in the bottom. And I'm like, yes.
I mean, maybe put her at the bottom one time so we can like watch her lip sync again. But I
Okay.
don't want her to go home. I don't
No.
want her.
Right. Well, that has been another episode of No Ma'am. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss a single episode. And now I can honestly say and officially say we are available across all podcasting platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. So search for us under No Ma'am, the podcast, and you'll find us. Make sure you rate us 5 stars. And as always, we'll have you saying No Ma'am in no time. Bye.